Hi there, my name is Terry Dana Jakimiak II. I'm the Digital Painter, and you're watching another Digital Painter vidcast. Alright, so as I had posted recently on my Digital Painter Facebook page, as well as on my Patreon page, we have some very exciting news coming out this week. It's finally Sunday, and so I can let you know that I've been beta testing ArtRage 5. ArtRage was actually the first art program I ever started with on the iPad, ArtRage for the iPad, and slowly but surely moved up from there into Procreate for the iPad, and then on to ArtRage for the desktop. ArtRage actually was other than Photoshop, was my first art program that I was able to use with my Wacom Intuos Pro at the time, and now I've moved up to my Wacom Cintiq. But I've been beta testing ArtRage 5, and there are some phenomenal things coming out. Now, before I do a quick introduction, I want to let you know that I actually am going to be giving away 5 copies of ArtRage 5 within the next month. Yes, you could win one of the 5 copies from the Digital Painter, and those contests will actually be beginning here during this week. Now, more information will be going out a little bit later this week, but for example, one of the contests is actually going to be an art contest. You're going to create a piece of art, digital art, and I'm the judge, and I'm going to pick the winner, and that winner will indeed get a copy of the new ArtRage 5. But there's a couple other ways, you're going to have 5 chances to be able to win it. So I'm really excited about this. So why don't we jump right over to my Cintiq and take a look at ArtRage 5. By the way, Merry Christmas, or soon to be Merry Christmas. So here it is, ArtRage 5. You'll see initially that it looks very similar, though there are some little things that you'll see and you'll be like, well, what's that? And we're going to take a look at all of those here in just a minute. Now, again, the big thing is that there's a lot of updates. So this is really just a quick look at it. I'm going to be doing some tutorials over the next couple of weeks that kind of goes in depth into it. But I'm really excited with what they've done. Now, I'll be honest. One of the things that they had approached me about is, what is it about the watercolor that I wasn't a big fan of? And I told them how they could make the watercolor a little better. Unfortunately, in this version, the watercolor did not get quite the makeover as some of the other tools, but the tools that did get makeovers, fantastic and stunning. So, though my preference is watercolor almost all the time, I am willing to go in other routes. Now, what you're looking at right now is actually a black and white pencil over here, and then a color pencil over here, played with a little bit, and it really starting to feel fairly realistic. So again, very, very excited. I have a very bad feeling that I lost a piece of artwork earlier today, which is always makes me sad. And indeed, I did lose a piece of artwork. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Sometimes that happens. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and open up a new file, a new painting. And a lot of this is the same, nothing new here. I'm gonna just open up one of the custom sizes that I've created that I tend to use a lot, which is 7x5 or 5x7. And again, a lot of this is going to be very stuff that you're used to seeing. A quick couple things that I do want to point out. The ability to bring the grid up is much easier. There's now a button up here, and you can actually show your grid very quickly. You also have the ability to show a perspective grid. All right, this is kind of cool. You have, single perspective, default 1 point, default 1 point empty, default 2 point, default 2 point empty, which I think is kind of nice. You can obviously adjust. So let's Let's show, oops, let's not show that grid. Let's go to default 2 point. There we go. And you can edit that perspective. You can, adjust as you want to. For example, we're going to adjust that one there. We'll bring that one over. So it does snap. So you do have the ability to adjust the perspective. I thought this was really lovely, especially for the scene design work where I'm doing, designs for the stage, and the ability again to edit it and to adjust it, I think is exciting. You can take your, so we'll bring that down there, right? You can adjust the number of lines both ways, so you can make it more gritty. We'll turn on snap to perspective, but you can see, you have your lines here, very easy to follow, and of course, I like the hand-drawn feel, so I'm one who just wants it there so that I can kind of match. And then we'll bring it. I'm just doing a quick. I guess I'm doing a quick building sketch. Okay, and then when you turn it off, there you go. So we've got a pretty good perspective there. So that's really nice. Love how quick and easy it is. But there's even more to this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Because over here, in this top corner, you see here, you can actually pull out guides. Now, this is not in perspective, obviously, but the ability to pull these guides out and place them where you want. And if you look at the top here, it shows you how many pixels over these guides are. So right here, you see, oops, right here, and then again there. So I thought, hey, that's kind of cool, right? And then you can come into it again. Oops, hit the wrong button. Come into it here. You'll see, yeah, you've got the ability to show the guides, the ability to snap to guides. You can clear the guides very easily by just clicking clear guides. So the guide system, I think, is going to be really, really nifty. Haven't gone really in depth into it. I will be, again, I'm going to be hitting each of these here over the next couple of weeks, but wanted to show you that. Let's go ahead. I'm going to open up the layers. And what I want to do is add a new layer, turn that one off. So let's look at our palette down here. You see all the usual suspects are here, but you see this one right here? This is a new one. This one, I'm going to pull these up here and here. And if you hover over it, oops, right there, custom brush. Now, if you've ever done any Photoshop stuff, you know that you can easily create custom brushes in Photoshop, but now you can do it in ArtRage, and this has been a game changer. You can see I've already created a rough pencil, a shading pencil, a soft pencil, and then a wet watercolor. So, for example, my wet watercolor right now, it says if you're doing wet on wet. Okay, you've got my shaded pencil. We'll take that down in here, and it's just kind of a... And then you've got my rough pencil, and then my soft pencil. I guess it's actually a hard pencil because it's lighter, but I named it soft pencil. So these are some that I've created. And you can see here some of the stuff that you're able to change, opacity, loading. But here's the big button right here. Brush Designer. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, click it. Yeah, so if you've ever done Photoshop or Procreate on the iPad, you'll see here are some settings. Head, grain. Actually, let's go over to my rough pencil. We'll start there. Because my rough pencil, I'm just using the head, not the grain. And essentially what it is, it's stamping the head down as you go. So I'm going to put my dab spacing, I'm at 7, but I'm going to take it up to like 100, right? And you can test it. And let's take our size up. so we can see. There we go. Okay, so you can see what's happening is it's being stamped, right? Boom, boom, boom. So as you take that down, say to 8%, it's stamping in a row. Okay. Now I've got dab opacity at 100%. I don't have any jitter, but I do have rotation jitter here. So there is some things going on. And then again, my minimum size had been matched at 3%. And this is my rough pencil. And you can see it creates a nice little rough pencil. So that's the head. So think of it as like the tip of the brush. But within the tip, you can actually have a grain as well. So we could come in here and grab that one. And so you can see not much is happening because that grain is being affected, the grain size and the grain. There we go. There's the progression. So now you see this is different looking than if I reset this. Because what the grain is, the grain's inside the head. So by taking this grain right here and putting it inside this head, if we come over here, let's take maximum size up. And you can see the grain is affecting the head, right? There's some spacing that's going on. So I'm going to take that back down. And we will, again, go more in-depth into this. I'm going to clear that. I love this ability to test it here. I think that's real cool. So you've got this, you've got dab spacing, dab opacity, dab jitter. That affects each dab that goes down. You've got your angles. So does the dab follow the stroke or does it stay upright? Right now we've got following the stroke 100%. So, as I move down, it follows my stroke. As I move left and as I move, etc., it follows my stroke. You can jitter that, and then if you have a grain, let me go back in here, you can adjust the grain size, grain progression, scale with head, and rotate head, okay? And then here you've got things like your taper length, taper bias, minimum size, minimum opacity, maximum opacity. All of these can be set. This is essentially your pen stroke. And then you actually have this. So I do not have it to picking up color, so when I come down and draw, it does not pick up the color underneath, but you can turn that on. You can adjust the blend modes, so it could be, you can choose any of these blend modes for it, and then you just save it. And like I said, you'll see I've been working with pencils, but I've downloaded a couple other people's. So for example, here's one, and we're just going to look at it. You can see the head, some of the adjustments that were made, okay? And then we could come down here. Let's look at this one right here. There's the head and adjustments. And this one. Here's one. Oh man, that one's really kind of funky. And you can see what it looks like here. Okay. So there, excuse me, I need some water. I'm going to have to edit that out. So you can see, different people are making different brushes. Here's another one. These are dense lines, right? So again, if we go into brush design, you can see the head and the grain being used. Flowers. And if you look here, you see the grain is a bunch of flowers. So I plan on making some of these and really excited to kind of see where they go. So I wanted to show you that. I wanted to do a quick show here of the pencil tool. Here's the AR5 pencil and some creation. So here's a waxy coloring pencil. I should go deeper to color there. Or a fine coloring pencil. But I've actually gone over into the chalk, and I've got a soft wax pencil here. And this is, like I said, I lost a piece of artwork that I had been doing using this. But you can see the engine has made it much nicer. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There you go. And if you look at, I mean, it looks very similar to what colored pencil would look like. And what I'll do is I'll grab a second color and go over top. And then I've got a blender that I downloaded a while ago for AR 4.5 and just kind of blend it together like I'd be using my thumb to do. So there you go. Like I said, some really nice things going on, and I'm really only beginning to touch the surface. Over the next couple of weeks, expect to see videos that kind of take you through each of the new things that they've added in ArtRage and to really kind of explore its capabilities, really, which I think may be able to easily rival. Oh, yes. There we go. Rival several other of the art program. Whoa! Oh, look at that. See, I'm still finding things as I sit here. So again, be prepared if you want to try and obtain one of the 5 copies of ArtRage 5 that I will have available. I will tell you right now, one of them, possibly 2 of them, will involve an art contest, and one of them will be picked by me, but I'm looking into seeing if I can do or how I can create a user voted upon art contest. So be ready for that. In fact, you could actually I don't have a theme other than it's, you know, digital art. Show me what you can do. Create a piece that has meaning. In fact, create a piece that explains why you want ArtRage 5. How's that? So, all right, that's going to be it for today. Like I said, very exciting news. Very exciting news. ArtRage 5, I think, is going to be a game changer. And I don't work for them. They don't pay me for that. As you can already see, I already was saddened by the fact that they weren't able to update the watercolor. I understand watercolor is very difficult to mimic in the digital world, but it is my favorite thing. So it's not like I'm just extolling the virtues of it, but I think it is really exciting about where it's going. So stay tuned. Over the next week, make sure you check out www.thedigitalpainter.com. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel, The Digital Painter. And if you have any questions, you can always tweet at me. That's a digital painter. Or you can email me at terry.chikimiak@thedigitalpainter.com. All right. Take care. Looking forward to seeing your drawings.